Hi, beautiful people. Welcome to the Fort Salem Library, where we read you your fanfiction. So sit down or don't, relax or don't, and enjoy these stories in a way you have not before. We at Fort Salem Library do not own Motherland Fort Salem or any of the related characters. The Motherland Fort Salem series is created by Elliot Lawrence and owned by Freeform. This story is a work of fanfiction and is meant for entertainment only. We are not making any profit from these stories. All rights of the original Motherland Fort Salem story belong to Freeform. We also do not own A Day in the Flowers or any of its original characters and storylines. We did, however, get permission from the author to read their story. This story was created and written by Silver_Cleo, and you can find a link in our show notes. This story is being read to you by me, Britt. A Day in the Flowers. General Sarah Alder did not get days off. She would deny it if asked. She was required to take leave. She had made it a requirement. But with 7 other souls tied to her own, and each of them with their own wishes and desires for their free time, they often stayed on base during the general's leave, moving into one of the houses for a week instead of the usual quarters they resided in. Today was a special day, though, because she had plans. 2 days into her mandatory week away, the woman she saw as a daughter had started her leave. Sarah had planned to spend the day in Salem town with Anacostia Quartermain. Just the 2 of them, and the biddies in casual dress enjoying the spring weather. The flowers had started to bloom the week prior, and the fort and town were awash with color, hues of blue, pink, and purple, dotted with yellow and white as the trees prepared to fruit. "Ma, are you ready?" Her Anna called from the entrance of the house. She took one last look in the mirror. She couldn't remember the last time she had worn civilian clothing, having not been off base for anything other than official business in the last several years. Daphne and Devon had been fabulous with assisting in the purchasing and style of her outfit. The biddies adorned any opportunity they had to act their true age, even it was with slower movements and more painful joints. She pressed down the lapels of her jacket one last time before going to meet her daughter. Judging by the look on her Anna's face as she walked down the stairs, she had made the right choice to leave her hair down. "You look well, Anacostia," Sarah greeted her with her standard handshake. "So do you, Ma." Sarah saw her look behind at the jean and sweater-clad group behind her. "You all do." The biddies were rarely complimented or acknowledged, and Sarah felt a rush of joy and pride flow from the 7 women. "Thank you, Drill Sergeant," Emily said. She was one of the quieter biddies that Sarah had had in her service, but always quick to defend and thank. Sarah admired that in the younger woman. It was one of the reasons for her recommendation for the girl to proceed with the program. "Enough dithering, please. We have 1 day to feel young again. Can we not waste it?" Chloe, as confrontational as ever, but she had a point. "You are quite right," Sarah declared, reaching around Anacostia to open the door. The pansies and tulips littered the flower beds, a mix of yellow and purple painting the ground between the house and the fence that enclosed her primate house. There were her sister's favorite flowers. She would wave them into Tiffany's hair for her and help embroider them on her handkerchiefs. She planted them in honor of her. "Let's get going." With the locked door and a key resting warm next to her service medal tucked under her shirt, the group set off to make the most of their day. Content to indulge in sweets and games until the sun set, and they retired to the parlor for a nightcap of Sarah's best whiskey. Please find the fanfiction you just listened to on Archive of Our Own and leave the author some love. Without them, this wouldn't be possible, and we want to thank them from the bottoms of our hearts for creating these amazing stories and keeping the show alive.